boys and girls. Welcome to Guided Reading with Mrs. Maldonado. Our book for today is Seymour and the Scaredy Shark. We're going to be learning some new vocabulary words. We're going to be focusing on ocean words for today. Seymour was a scaredy shark. The ocean scared him. It was dark. And we see Seymour right here saying, "Who turned out the lights?" Seymour found the big blue sea a deep and spooky place to be. Seaweed made him quite upset. It felt so slimy and so wet. Seashells made him run and hide. You never knew who lived inside. So here he's saying, yikes! I just came out to say hello. And when an octopus came near, he hid behind his fins in fear. When dolphins came to splash and play, Seymour simply swam away. And Seymour saying, "Get me out of here." Seymour was afraid of whales and eels and snails and fish with scales. So everywhere that he would swim, the animals made fun of him. So we can see the speech bubbles up here in the top. It says Seymour's a scaredy shark. And then these guys over here, the eels, are saying, "It's sink or swim, Seymour." And then the fish says, "Fraidy fish." And then we have the snails over here saying, "Get a grip, Seymour." And boys and girls, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of rhyming words in our reading for today. But Sam the shrimp, his only friend, would stick by Seymour to the end. So Seymour knew he must be brave when Sam got trapped inside a wave. So we see some more speech bubbles up here. It says, "Don't listen to those guys. They don't know you like I do." And then Seymour saying, "I don't know what I'd do without you, Sam." So on the other speech bubbles over here on this side, it says, "Don't worry, Sam, I'm coming." And Sam is yelling, "Help!" He held his breath and took a dive, and Seymour got Sam out alive. And then it appeared from sea to shore that Seymour was afraid no more. So we see more speech bubbles here. Wow, did you see that? Nice work, Seymour. You're a hero, Seymour. Okay, boys and girls, so now we have our vocabulary meaning match. Okay, and the first one that we have for number 1, it says shells of sea animals. So if we look over here in our treasure chest, what are shells of sea animals? So we know those are seashells. Okay, and for number 2, a raised part of the water that moves and rolls. What is that? A raised part of water that moves and rolls. We know that part is wave. Okay, for number 3, the land along the edge of an ocean, river, or lake. That we know, boys and girls, that is a shore. Okay, so we have shore right here. Okay, number 4, to go head first in the water. So to go head first in the water means to dive. Okay, then we have the ocean. The ocean can also be called the sea. Okay, and the next one is for number 6, a plant that grows in in the sea. A plant that grows in the sea, boys and girls, is seaweed. For number 7 is the small pieces of hard skin that cover the body. Okay, small pieces of hard skin that cover the body of a fish, snake, or other reptile. Those are scales. Okay, then we have the last one, number 8. Parts on the body of a fish that flap and are used for moving through the water. And those, boys and girls, are fins. We know that fish have fins to help them swim. Okay, so we're done with our vocabulary match. Next, we're going to fill in the sentence. Okay, so I'm going to stop here for a minute. And if you want to go grab something to write with, okay, so we are going to fill in the sentences with the words in the word box. If you see the word box, it's in red. Those are the words that are going to be used for numbers 1 through 8. Okay, so if you have your pencil and a piece of paper, I want you to write numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, I'm going to give you some thinking time for you to fill in the answer as I help you read it. Okay, so we're going to start with number 1. The water was so clear that I could see green blank growing up from the bottom. Okay, so what is the best word that you can use to fill in that sentence? What do you think grows up from the bottom? Seashells? Have seashells or seaweed? Which one of those two? Good job. If you chose seaweed, it is the correct answer. So we would say the water was so clear that I could see green seaweed growing up from the bottom. Okay, so now let's go to number 2. And boys and girls, you don't have to write the whole sentence. You're just going to write the words. Okay, so for number 2, I'm going to help you read the sentence. I want to learn how to surf so I can ride on a blank. What do you think surfers ride on? Okay, I'm going to give you 2 choices. Do you think they can ride a wave or they can ride a shore? Okay, if you chose wave, you are correct. Surfers can ride a wave. Okay, so let's go to number 3. Snakes and fish both have blank on their bodies. What do snakes and fish have on their bodies, boys and girls? Do they have scales or do they have C? Which one of those 2 answers fits best in that sentence that makes sense? Snakes and fish both have blank on their bodies. What do they have on their bodies? Great job. If you chose scales, it is snakes and fish both have scales on their bodies. Excellent. Okay, let's go to number 4. Number 4 says, if you want to collect blank, make sure there are no animals still living inside them. Okay, so what can we collect that there could be animals still living inside them? Could we collect seashells or could we collect dive? Which one of those words would make sense? If you chose seashells, boys and girls, you are correct. And we know that sometimes some animals live in the shells, in the seashells. So we have to make sure that if we go to the beach or somewhere to collect shells, that there are no living animals living inside of them before we collect them. Okay, so for number 5, I'm going to help you read it. A fish swims by flapping its what? Its fins or its sea? What do fish flap? Very good. They flap their fins. A fish swims by flapping its fins. Excellent job, boys and girls. All right, so number 6. My swimming teacher showed me how to blank off the edge of the pool. Okay, so what could we do off the edge of the pool? Could we dive or could we fins at the edge of the pool? Which word would make sense to complete that sentence? Good job. My swimming teacher showed me how to dive off the edge of the pool. Great job, boys and girls. All right, so let's go to number 7. Have you ever swum in the salty, scales or in the salty sea? Which one of those words do you think would make better sense? Have you ever swum in the salty? Good job. In the salty sea. All right, so let's go to number 8. Everyone stood on the blank to watch the boat race. Do you think they could, they stood on the wave or they stood on the shore? Excellent. They stood on the shore to watch the boat race. Excellent, boys and girls. So we are all done with fill in the sentence using our ocean words. Now we're going to go on to our next activity. Okay, so this is a sight word Scrabble. Okay, for the sight word Scrabble, you will have 3 letters to put together to make a sight word. Let's see if you can figure it out before I give you the answer. Okay, so actually I had already given you the answer, so let's see. A-N-D, and. Okay. B-I-G, big. C-A-N, can. O-N-E, one. O-U-T, out. R-U-N, run. Alrighty, so those are the words. So if you wanted to, boys and girls, the D and A, they're mixed up, but it makes the word and. So G-I-B, it's mixed up and makes our sight word big. Okay. N-C-A, they're mixed up letters that make up the word can. E and O are mixed up to make our sight word one. O, U, T, O are mixed up and make up our sight word out. U and R mixed up to make our sight word run. Okay, boys and girls, so now we're going to go to our next one. Okay. So now this one, you're going to try on your own. Okay, you're going to try and see if you can figure out what the first word is. Okay, so think about it. This sight word has a E, a S, and an H. E-S-H. What sight word do you remember that has a E-S-H? Okay. Next sight word has a H, a T, and a E. Next sight word has a O, a Y, and a U. Next sight word has a W, and an S. And the next sight word has a H, a W, and an O. Our last sight word for today, boys and girls, has a Y, an F, and an L. So let's see if we can figure out what these sight words are. Okay, so if you thought the E, the S, and the H made up the word she, you are correct. If you thought the H, T, E make up the word the, you were correct. O, Y, U make up the word you. Okay, so remember all of these are, it's a game, so all the words are mixed up together, and you have to figure out and put it in the correct order to make a sight word, boys and girls. So this one is was. We have to put the words in order, the letters to make the sight word. Okay, then we have who, and then we have the word fly. All right, so that is the end of our sight word Scrabble. Thank you for playing along with me. Okay, and now it is time. It is math time with Mrs. Maldonado. So let's see, boys and girls, we have our math lesson for today that I have taken from MobyMax. So since it's from your own lessons, boys and girls, some of you, when you log on to your MobyMax, some of you will have different lessons than what I'm showing you here, but you will eventually have this lesson if you haven't already. If you did have it already, it's a review. So let's go ahead and get started. So our first problem here, it says, select the image that matches the number below. So remember, we have the tens place. Okay, we have the T for the tens, and then we have the O for the ones. Okay, so we need to find 66, boys and girls. So let's see which one it is. So if we have the number 66, we're going to count by tens. I need for you to help me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. Okay, then we need to have 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so if we're counting by tens, we should have 6 tens and 6 ones. So let's count the top one and see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So we have 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 86 here. Do we want 86? You're correct. We don't. We're looking for number 66. Remember, our number is 66. So let's count these, the tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, and 66. So this one is correct, boys and girls. This one is just like the one that we just worked out together. So we should have 6 in the tens place and 6 in the ones place. Okay, let's go to our next one. And boys and girls, if you want to join me and solve this out on your own, would you please get a piece of paper and something to write with, perhaps a pencil? And I want you to make kind of like a T-chart like this. And I want you to put a T for the tens place and an O for the ones place. So this T is this for the tens place. And when you see a curvy line like this, is because it's for the ones. Okay. So that is just like a clue to help you figure out the answer. Okay. So we have 21. Okay. So we know we have 2 on this side and we have 1 on that side. Okay, we have tens. We need to get to 21. So let's count by 10 so we can get 20. 10, 20. Okay, and then we need to have a 1 for the ones place. So we have 10, 20, 21. All right, let's count and see how many we have here. 10, 20, 21. Okay, so that one has 21. Let's check to see how many the bottom one has. 10, 20, 30, 31. Do we want 31? No, you're correct. We do not want 31. We want 21. So that's not the correct answer. Okay, boys and girls. So let's see if we can do the next one. Let's see if we can work on this one. I'm going to have you work on it first. Okay, so go ahead and make your T chart like this. Put a T for the tens, an O for the 1. Okay, and our number is 47. Okay, a 4 and a 7. 4, 7. Okay, I'm going to let you see if you can solve that one by yourself before I start helping you. Okay, remember how many tens are in the number 47 and how many ones are in the number 47. Okay, so maybe you're done or about to finish. Okay, so let's check and see, boys and girls. So we need 40. So let's count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, so we need 40, what? 47, correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 47. Let's count and see how many we have on the top one. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Do we want 29, boys and girls? No, we do not want 29. Let's check to see if the bottom one is 47. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, and 47. Yes, boys and girls, this one is 47. So that one is our correct answer. Okay. Now select the image that matches the number below. So our number that we're working on this time is 39. Okay, so I'm going to do it a little bit different. So I'm going to put the 3 here now that we know that that's our tens place. And then the 9 here, that's for our 1. Okay, so 39. Okay, I'm going to let you solve it. Okay, I want you to put the tens, however many tens we have, in the tens place, and the ones in the ones place. Tens in the tens place, ones in the ones place. Okay, so let's review. Okay, so it's 39. So we need to have 30. Help me count by tens. 10, 20, 30. But we're not done yet. We still need our ones. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. Okay, so now let's check and see which one is the correct answer. Which one of those images matches the number 39. Okay, so first we're going to count this one. 10, 20, 30. Okay, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. So we have 39 here. Okay, now let's check the bottom one. Let's see how many we have in the bottom. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59. Do we want 59, boys and girls? No, remember our number was 39, so that is incorrect. We know the top one is our correct answer. Okay, select the image that matches the number below. So what is our number now? That one that we have to match. Correct, it's number 95. Okay, it's a bigger number, boys and girls, but I know that you can do it. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to go ahead and draw our T-chart. And we're just going to put our number here. The 9 goes here because the 9 is in the tens place. And we're going to put our 5 here because the 5 is in the ones place. So once we draw our T-chart, we will be able to figure out how many tens we need and how many ones we need. How many are in the ones place and how many are in the tens place. Okay, so I'm going to let you draw your tens and your ones. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. Okay, remember our number is 95. Okay, boys and girls, so remember to count by tens when you're drawing for the tens place, and then counting by ones when you're drawing for the ones place. Remember, you have to switch it up. Okay, so sometimes we might get a little confused and want to keep on counting by tens. We have to switch it up. Count by tens and then switch it up and count by ones. All right, boys and girls, I think you might be done already. Okay, so let's count by tens. Okay, our number is 95, so we have to have 90. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, so we have 5 ones. Okay, after 90, remember we're going to switch it up. Now we're going to count by ones. 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, and 95. All right, boys and girls, so that is how many tens we have and how many ones we have. So let's check to see which one is the image that matches our number. Okay, so we're going to count the top one first. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. 91, 92, 93, 94, and 95. So the top one is 95. Let's count the bottom one just to make sure. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. Wow, that was pretty close, boys and girls. So that means that the bottom one had 2 extra ones. Okay, so we don't want the bottom one because we want 95. We do not want 97. Good job, boys and girls. All right, so let's go to our next one. Okay, this one's a little bit different, boys and girls. So I'm going to read it to you. It says, in the number 32, how many tens are in the tens place and how many ones are in the ones place? Okay, so we kind of already did that, boys and girls. So we have some practice with that. So what I want you to do, it's basically instead of choosing an image, you are going to draw it. Just like we did before, boys and girls. So go ahead and put the 3 here and the 2 here. Remember that this is the tens and this is the ones. Okay? So the tens are always on the left side and the ones are going to be on the right side. Okay? So the number is 32. So for the first one, we are going to do our tens. Okay, so our number's 32. We need to count to 30. Okay, I'll help you. We'll do this one together, and then I'll give you some time so you can do the next one by yourself, and then we'll review it. Okay, so 32. 10, 20, 30. Okay, so our number's 32. So we have our tens. Now we need to draw our ones. How many are in the ones place? So our number's 32. We have 30, 10, 20, 30, 31, and 32. All right, so there we go, boys and girls. So now let's see. I know you can do the next one without my help. So in the number 54, so that's our new number, boys and girls, 54, how many are in the tens place and how many ones are in the ones place? So remember our number 54, go ahead and draw your T-chart, okay? Go ahead and put your number in. Your 5 goes in the tens place and your 1 goes in the 4 goes in the ones place. Also, boys and girls, I don't know if you can tell, but if you see they're color-coded, you see the green and the blue. So the green is in the tens place and the blue is in the ones place. So I am going to let you draw. I'm going to let you draw that. And then we'll go ahead and fill in the bottom with the numbers here. It's asking how many are in the tens place and how many are in the ones place. Okay, I'm going to let you draw for practice, and then we'll fill in those boxes. Okay, remember we're 5 tens and 4 ones. Make up the number 54. Okay, boys and girls, I am now going to review it with you, and you can double check your work. And if you need to revise your knowledge, boys and girls, revising your knowledge means that if you have to change your answer, it's okay, boys and girls, because we are learning together. Okay? So if you need to revise your knowledge, go ahead. And I guarantee you that on the next time, it'll be a lot easier because you'll know what your mistake was. Okay? All right. So let's do the first one. It's 5 tens. So let's count to 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so we have 5 tens and we have 4 ones to make up the number 54. Okay, so we're going to draw. We have 50, 51, 52, 53, and 54. All right, so now it's asking us to write how many tens do we have. How many tens, boys and girls? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to put 50 here because it's not asking us what number that makes. It's just asking us how many tens. So there's 5 tens. Okay, so now we're going to count the ones. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many ones do we have? We have 4 ones. Okay, so we have 5 tens and we have 4 ones that make up the number 54. Okay. Our next one. In the number 78, how many tens are in the tens place and how many ones are in the ones place? Remember, boys and girls, that I told you they were color-coded? So the 7 is green and the blues are the ones. So what are we going to do, boys and girls, to draw our tens and to draw our ones? You got it. We're going to draw our T-chart. So remember, it's like a big T, just like that. Okay? And we are going to write the numbers that we are working on. Okay? What number is that again, boys and girls? Yes, it's number 78. Okay, so you're going to draw your T-chart and write in your 7 and your 8. go ahead and draw it. And also, boys and girls, I want you to write blank, and then I want you to write the word tens. Okay? Tens, T-E-N, and then I want you to write blank ones, because I want you to fill that in as well. How many tens? How many ones? Okay, because we're working on to see how many tens we need and how many ones we need, boys and girls. Okay, so remember our number 78. Go ahead and draw it. Okay. All right, boys and girls, now we're going to review it to see if you need to revise your answer. Okay, so we have 78. So we have to count our tens till we get to 70. Help me count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Now we're going to switch it up. Now we're going to count by ones. Okay, how many ones do we need? Correct. We need 8 ones. So now we're going to count 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we have 78. All right, now it's asking us how many tens are there, boys and girls? Okay, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 tens. So I'm going to write a 7 there. Remember I told you I want you to write a blank tens and blank ones, because we are going to see how many tens we needed and how many ones we needed. Okay, so now we're going to count our ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many ones did we have? Correct. We have 8 ones. So we're going to write an 8. I'm sorry. So our number 78. 78 is 7 tens and 8 ones. Okay. So check to see if you have to revise your knowledge. Remember, if revising your knowledge means if you have to correct your answer. Okay, so let's go to the next one. All right, it says, in the number 25, how many tens are in the tens place and how many ones are in the ones place? Okay, so remember, it's color-coded. So our tens are green and our blues are the ones. Okay, so we're going to draw our T-chart here. And then we're going to write our number. Okay, the number 2 is in the tens place. And the number 5 is in the what place, boys and girls? Good job. It's in the ones place. So I am going to give you a little bit of time. Okay, so you can solve that answer. I want you to draw your tens and I want you to draw your ones. And then I want you to write blank tens and blank ones, because you are going to tell me how many